All right, welcome to episode 2 of Norwich Family Podcast. You've got me and Barkov, like always, and our guest today is Chris Vaughn. Chris, say hi to the people.
Hey, people. How's it going?
And
Yeah, go for it, Barkov. You
let's
wanna
just
say
kick off and get right into what we're going to do today. And we're going to start off with a news segment, and we're just going to go through some things we thought were pretty hilarious in the coming weeks, and get some opinions on them. And so we're going to start off with the first one, which is the Louisville stripper scandal. For those of you who don't know, the ex-assistant coach of Louisville was caught spending money to buy recruit strippers to have sex. And so I'll kick this off with Mark. What do you think about this? What's your opinion on?
I almost feel like this is a non-news story. Like, it's only a news story because people want to get up in arms about some dumb shit. But this is the single most expected thing ever, and the single most allowed thing that I could ever think of. If you're not paying for strippers to have people come to your school to make your school money by playing football, then you're fucking up as an organization. So I think that the real story should be the assistant coach that isn't paying for the strippers, and that should be the headline news that we're talking about right now.
Vaughn, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, my whole issue with this subject is who said they're paying to have sex with these guys? Like, you hire some strippers, these guys are going to become professional athletes, so these girls sleep with them. It just makes fucking sense.
Yeah, why do they even have to pay for them? Aren't there
so-
100 of girls on campus that'll sleep with them in a second anyway?
So that's my big thing, is that this assistant coach was caught. Obviously, it came out, and now former player said, hey, I saw the money exchange, the coach did it, kind of ratted on him. But my point is, on that campus, these guys are legends. Like, can't you just find some random, groupie to come sleep with them? Like,
Now,
isn't that
here's the real question. Was the Louisville assistant coach sleeping with the strippers? Because if yes,
That's
then
a questionable.
it might just be a whole plan that he paid for them only because no one would have sex with him. So he created this whole organization to pay for the strippers because he knew that was the only way for him to get pussy. And so he used paying for the players as like an out to get money from the boosters. I think that's what it was.
So that's one of the big talks, was that Rick Pitino, who's the coach of Louisville, in the past has got caught with strippers and a whole bunch of different scandals and things. So they say, okay, it's this guy teaching his players, this is how he's got to do it. And that's why I guess people are up in arms. He's a dirty person. They kind of don't like that.
At the end of the day, this is only going to get more people to go there. Because they know that if you go to Louisville,
They're going to have sex.
Paying to have sex with you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty true. Let's move along to the next point. This is kind of a European issue, but I thought it was kind of hilarious. So there's a guy who is at a soccer game, in Europe, like everyone else, kind of gets hammered, goes to the bathroom, and falls asleep in a porta potty for 7 hours. He wakes up 7 hours later. The security's there, the alarms are there. He sounds the alarm as he opens the bathroom door, and now he's trapped in the stadium and can't get out. I mean, just to me, it's an unreal story. What do you think about this, Vaughn? Did you ever see yourself getting that drunk that you could fall asleep on a toilet for 7 hours?
I mean, I've gotten so drunk as to randomly end up 7 miles from where I started out, like 6 hours later. So yes, I completely.
Why?
see
What's that story?
Which one?
What's that story?
There's 2 of them. So
We'd love
which
to
one-
hear him, and I'm sure the viewers would as well.
Yeah.
The McLean, Virginia one. Both end up virtually the same thing. I black out at a bar somewhere, end up getting kicked out by the bouncer, end up wandering somewhere, acting like I know what I'm doing, because I always act like I know what I'm doing, and then, actually come back to school like 7 hours later.
This
And then-
same exact thing happened this weekend when you visited me.
What do you
The
mean?
exact same thing. Barkov, he called me at like 2 a.m. from the city when he was trying to get back to my apartment, and he was at 18th Street. The train to get to my apartment is at 14th Street. So I go, Vaughn, just walk down to 14th Street, get in the L, you'll come right to me. Just walk down to 14th Street, get in the L, you'll get right to me. He goes, no, just Google Maps it. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. I get a call an hour and a half later. Hey, I'm in a taxi. Like, I took the queue all the way deep into Brooklyn. I don't know what happened. Like, fuck? You were like 20 minutes away from me.
So as we see, sometimes things are repeat and they happen over and over again. Vaughn, is this a trend you feel in your life? You just kind of wander?
Absolutely. I just
Hey,
think.
Vaughn, you know what they say the definition of insanity is, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's what you're doing right now.
So this brings up another issue. I want to know, Vaughn and Mark, have you guys ever gotten in a bar fight?
No, I desperately want to, but I've never actually gone and hit somebody in the face in a bar.
So would you just walk up to someone and start one? Like, how would you go about doing that if you really want to get into a bar fight?
People deserve it, but like people deserve it all the fucking time. It's as simple as just like that dude that acts like he owns the entire fucking bar and just push anybody out of the way. Fuck that guy. I've shoved that guy. I've almost got into a fight with that guy.
So you've tried to get into a fight. It just hasn't come to fruition yet.
That guy destroyed me. But luckily there are bouncers around.
No, I've never gotten in a bar fight.
No?
Nah.
I feel like you've gotten in fights before, though, Mark. Just to fill in the viewers, I'm pretty sure I remember at one time you had gotten in a fight with a soccer player on the University of Maryland team who I believe tried to headbutt you in line. Do you want to share that story?
Oh, yeah, I guess that was a bar fight.
Yeah, it was in a restaurant. I don't know if that counts as a bar, but
I don't even really remember that.
they serve alcohol. It might as well be a bar,
Was
right?
that at Alito's?
That was at it was at Cluckster's or Cluck U, whatever they are
It was
now.
at Cluckster's late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He was trying to cut me in line, and I said, "Bro, don't cut me in line." He goes, "The fuck do you want? You want me to headbutt you?" He was like 4'10". Like clearly had little man syndrome. Was trying to like cut me in line to try to pull it over on me.
Do you think you could have taken him?
I have no idea who he was. Of course, like Cheeto was there, and Cheeto's like, "Oh shit, do you know who that was? That's like the #1 goal scorer in soccer history." No, I don't know who the fuck this kid is. I don't watch soccer. I'm not a pussy.
It's all the same to you.
All right, let's get on to the next story.
All right,
we
so
have the Yahoo streaming game that just happened for the first time today, actually.
yeah, this morning.
It was, of course, a shitty-ass game in London, like they all are. The Bills versus the Jaguars. So, Barkov, take us off with this one.
So I'm actually gonna pass it over to Vaughn. I want to hear his opinion on this. I feel like Vaughn's a technology person. He's got a background with this.
Execution was fucking terrible. The game was laggy the entire fucking time. Like, I remember I walked in the second quarter, and you couldn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden it jumps, and the guy's just like, pick 6, fucking touchdown.
Exactly what I thought. Yeah, I thought that it was choppy the entire time. I couldn't really watch it. I stopped watching, then went back for the final 2 minutes just to see what happens. It was so shitty. It kept stalling out. It was grainy. Like, if you want to have streaming be the next new thing, why don't you wait before you got some Pied Piper type shit and then come out with it?
So my one thought behind this is, I don't know if you guys realized, I think the only time that the stream was not laggy was when they were doing the Yahoo Daily Fantasy commercials. So they would have the Yahoo Daily Fantasy, like, join our Yahoo Daily Fantasy, we'll give you $200 off to try and compete with DraftKings and FanDuel, and those were not laggy. Everything else was.
That is the most expected thing I've ever heard in my entire
life. I think this was just a whole scheme so that they can advertise for free.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like, good for Yahoo that they got this out there.
Yeah.
They're trying
right? They need to try to get some football, yeah.
Let's
do you guys use ESPN or Yahoo for fantasy football?
Both, but I actually prefer Yahoo.
Yeah, I love Yahoo.
I'm an ESPN guy, but I used to use Yahoo.
Oh, I can't be playing ESPN. I need Yahoo.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't join your league, because it was ESPN. That's why I'm not in that one.
That's true. Speaking of the game, though, the actual game itself was a very interesting game. Speaking that Buffalo looked terrible until they decided to come back and almost win it.
Hold on. They both looked terrible the entire time. Nobody
That's true.
That game.
No, I love the Jags. I love my boy Bortles. I think that offense is going to be fantastic in a couple of years.
You guys know they're the most popular team in London, by far?
Yeah, do you know why?
Because they play one game every season there.
They're the only team that plays there. Of course it's going to be popular.
So
that the league can force
them. They probably have more fans in London than they do in Jacksonville.
Really fucking
I'm going to disagree. I think the reason why the Jacksonville Jaguars are so popular, have you seen their owner? He's got the most evil mustache I've ever seen. He's got one of those French mustaches that, like, he twists on the end and comes out straight.
Is he really?
Are you guys doing Movember?
No. I
No?
can barely grow a mustache. Why would I want to subject myself to that?
I'm probably gonna end up doing like the Snidely Whiplash.
All right, let's move on to this weekend, Vaughn.
So hold on, I just want to show you. So this is the Jaguars owner
You
right
can't
here.
show us.
I can.
Oh wow.
He looks like a Ron Jeremy. What's the porn star?
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like Ron Jeremy.
I think he actually also owns that team, who the
That's
Barnsley
why
FC
he's actually
team.
a European porn star. That's why they
Yeah.
all know him. That's why they're so popular.
That's why he's rich. All right, so let's move on to Mark. Why don't you tell me about your weekend? And you and Vaughn, you guys had seems like a fun weekend. So we'll start off there.
We did have a very fun weekend, but in terms of Saturday, we went to the first ever Philadelphia Cheesecake Festival. Cheesesteak Festival.
I'd be down if
And
it's a cheesecake festival.
Let me first tell this story. I've been trying to get Vaughn to come to this event for a month because
Okay.
it was the Siobhan and Schechner couple and the Heather and Gailey couple.
So you needed
I
a
didn't
boyfriend.
want to be the lone person. Yeah, I needed a boyfriend. And I thought that it was a sick event. I don't know why everyone wasn't going for the first ever cheesesteak competition. So that was beyond me to begin with. But so I kept berating Vaughn to come. And eventually, a week ago, he's like, fine, I'll come. Like, I'll visit you because I'll work at the New York desk, and then I'll come. Like, all right, perfect. So he comes, we have our weekend, and then Saturday night, we're out with Arthur, sitting at the bar, and he turns to me at 2 a.m. We're leaving that Saturday to go. That day, that 2 a.m. of the day, and goes, oh, wait, I should probably buy my ticket to the Cheesesteak Festival. I'm like, Vaughn, I got an email today that says that they sold out and there are no tickets left. You can just buy a ticket now.
Why the fuck would this thing sell out? Why
Because it's the first ever cheesesteak festival in Philadelphia.
Honestly, what it ended up being is you wait in line the entire fucking time for these tiny, tiny little cheesesteaks. Like,
I got a little ahead of my story. But
tell me what you had to do to get the D'Alessandro's cheesesteaks.
all right, so D'Alessandro's is like the third best cheesesteak in Philly, and that line started at point A
Okay.
and wrapped from point A down in the line and then back up in the line. You had to wait. It was probably like
An hour. People said they waited an hour.
what we eventually did was they gave you like little currency. It was
Okay.
like each ticket was worth like one cheesesteak sample. And so we took all of our cheesesteak samples left and walked up to like these kids in the front of the line like, yo, we'll give you half of these if you just buy us cheesesteaks from this place right now. It was like that kind of business going on. Trading little Monopoly money to get some cheesesteaks back.
Yeah, it was cheesesteak currency in Philadelphia.
But back to what I was saying was because Vaughn didn't have a ticket to this event, we went out. Me and him came later than all of them, so we stood outside the arena and we're scalping tickets to the Cheesesteak Festival. Wondering like, yo, you got any ticket? You selling a ticket? Tuesday general admission, GM ticket, GA tickets? You got any?
As it turns out, you can, in fact, scalp tickets at this thing.
You can
So
scalp
who was
tickets
scalping
everywhere,
the
apparently.
tickets? Because was it your typical person you think is going to scalp a ticket?
Exactly the person you
Yeah,
think.
exactly what you think. Literally just a scout. Like I guess that's his job. He just walks around and scouts tickets to anything. Doesn't matter if it's the World Series or the Cheesesteak Festival.
What these guys do is they find somebody that has an extra ticket, get it at like face value or lower, and then sell it to somebody else at a higher value.
Yeah, I mean it's smart. It's great business.
So isn't that illegal though? I mean I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
scalping's illegal.
Literally
Sounds
says
illegal.
on the ticket you can't sell something 1,000 feet away from the venue. So completely illegal. But who the fuck doesn't do it?
Yeah, it's stupid not to.
Do cops crack down on this? Is this something like they even care about? Do
don't
owners
think they
try and
care
enforce
about
it?
Thing, you have to know the code in order to like interact with these guys. Everybody's always looking for tickets.
Yeah, the code, Vaughn. What code did you whisper to this guy when he just walked up to you and said, "Hey, Chris, you need a ticket?"
The code was actually I need a ticket. That was the code.
The code was looking like a tourist. That was yeah. The code was looking like you need a ticket.
Both sides always have to say, "I need a ticket." And then once the guy says, "I need a ticket," and he pulls out tickets, that's when you actually know that he's selling you tickets.
Well, how do you know they're real tickets? I've always been afraid of getting fake tickets when I scout.
You easily can get scammed. I was worried about that while I was in line.
Yeah, I thought that could happen.
Ticket,
Whatever, did it. We're fine. But the worst part of the whole event, besides the crowded, the impossible to get cheesesteaks, the cheesesteak sales were this big, besides all the shitty stuff that actually happened, one of the number one reasons I wanted to go was because I wanted to be on the link, the Philadelphia field.
Yeah.
And so it was at the stadium. So we go to like the general entrance to the stadium. So I'm like sick. We're gonna go in. Like this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna walk on the link. So you walk into the stadium, and then you walk, like you head forward past the entrance to go into the stadium, and they have just like barricades lined up. Like you can't walk into the stadium, and they turn you through the entrance around into an exit, and you go into a parking lot. It was the biggest cock tease ever. It was like, yeah, going, no, back to the parking lot.
Nothing could be more fucking Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, it was a classic bait and switch. Like, they knew what they were doing. 100% knew what they were doing.
So, just the FYI, I've actually been in the stadium in the locker room. When I was in high school, they used to do this really cool thing where they'd bring you down to Philly, you'd go to this like famous place, get cheesesteaks and tater tots, and then they'd give you a tour of the stadium. And so I've been in the locker room. I've also been on the Redskins field. They're no different. It's a field. It's cool, but it's not like anything that's spectacular.
It's just cool. The link, it's like the coolest nickname for a stadium in my mind. I would have liked to go on it.
I think college stadiums have much cooler nicknames. Just
like
in general.
Big House?
Big House, Death Valley, all these names.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll give you that. All right, Bargrove, which of these stories? Do you want to tell both of them? We're running a little short in time.
Yeah, I'll get to, we'll start off with just an update on last week. So I talked about last week, we had a discussion about the difference between, Vaughn, and maybe you could chime in on this one, where you feel in your job based on when you started. So I recently started a job, I like it, I enjoy it, I'm happy with it, but there's a guy who started about a year ahead of me, and he wanted to get fired. And he would come to work drunk, he would just do all these things to try and get fired, and FYI, Monday morning he got shit canned. He walked in Monday morning and he said, "Hey, we need your badge. You got to leave the premises at noon."
Wait, can you give me some notes of what he did so I can learn in my own life?
I don't even know what he did. I think I guess he just started pissing off the wrong people, and
maybe it was going to work drunk and late. Maybe that had something to do with it.
That's about it. And so the one thing I thought was funny is, what was that one?
I thought they normally fire you on a Friday, though. Why the fuck would they wait till Monday to fire this guy?
Yeah, that's weird. I agree that is.
I mean, it was pretty funny because he actually got a notice that said, "Hey, thanks for giving us your 2 weeks. 2 weeks previous to the day he got fired. We're gonna pay you to the end of the month." So technically, I don't know if he got fired or he quit. I mean, who knows?
What the fuck are you talking about? He clearly quit.
Yeah.
No.
This is not. What are you saying?
He said
he gave his 2 weeks
notice.
notice.
No, he didn't though. He said he got fired. He had no clue that they were quitting him. But I guess that
told him that he gave his 2 weeks notice
because they didn't want to. If they fire him, they got to give you a severance package, right? If you quit, then they don't have to give you a package. You're on your own.
So did they make up the documents saying quit?
I have no clue. It was we were just kind of all like, "Wait, you gave your 2 weeks?" He's like, "No, I had no clue. I showed up and my dream came true. I got fired." It's like
crazy.
Disney World.
That's really crazy.
He got all the bad aspects of being fired, but none of really the good aspects, which is the severance package.
That's all you want.
He's getting paid to the end of the month. And for him, he wants to go back to be a doctor or something. He didn't really care. He was just kind of like, well, whatever. At least I'm getting free money now.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
That's what it comes down to, I think, is where do you think your job is going is how you actually feel about your job.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that you're going for a promotion, obviously you're going to go to work acting like you give a shit. Because frankly, nobody ever gives a shit about the job whatsoever.
Yeah.
But you put on that fucking facade the entire time where you're like, yeah, I fucking love this. I love just crunching numbers all fucking day. Now give me more money.
So what he actually said is he said he's getting paid, but he's taking it to the casino, and he's going to put it all on the table because it's free money. He's gambling with the house's money. So, Mark, why don't you tell me about how you guys went gambling this weekend, right?
We did. We went to Philadelphia Herons. And I know that Siobhan will not last this long in the podcast, so I can tell this story.
Okay.
No one, me and Chuck, we were sitting at a sports bar watching the Maryland game, which,
Yeah.
by the way, Stephon Diggs is incredible. Incredible. Did you see him
Stephon
today?
Diggs is now on the
I know.
Minnesota
Did you see him
Vikings.
today?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
We always
he's
knew he
like
was
the
good.
first good Maryland player we've ever had. Vaughn, did you see those highlights?
No, I
It was
didn't.
sick. It was up. You gotta watch them. He had
Yeah.
some sick plays. We're sitting at this sports bar. Clearly, all me and Schechter want to do is gamble. That's the only reason we went there, to gamble.
Yeah.
They want to watch the game. Me and Schechter are gamblers.
Okay.
So me and Schechter get up at like halftime. We're like, oh, let's go sit at like a blackjack table for a bit. So we sit down. I lose every single hand, lose $100, and then Schechter sits down. He plays. He loses $40, and then he's like, all right, let's go. And then this. I hope I don't really care if we watch this because you know it's true.
Yeah.
He is a degenerate gambler. Straight up
what?
a degenerate gambler.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not. I gamble for fun. I gamble to make some money. He gambles for the rush of it. Like, he had the $60. He's walking away. He goes, you know what? I'm going to put this all on red. And puts it all on red and loses. He's like, oh, fuck. And so, hold on. And then when we're walking back, and he's like, fuck, don't tell Siobhan I just lost $100. She's going to be really mad at me. So we go back to the bar, and we're like, oh, yeah, like, I won, like, $10. Schechter broke even. We just came back, so they raised the minimum. So, we'll play later. Right, Sean, you believe us?
Any money that Siobhan gives him, he just says, like, oh, I'm going to put that on red. Right? I don't
Such a gambler.
I'm just going to gamble that away.
I feel like that's what happens when like when you're single, right? You get the thrill of going out and like looking for girls, and there's like other things that you enjoy in life. And when he's been like where he is, like he's kind of married for what 6 years now almost.
Yeah, straight
you know,
married.
you've got to look for things to get thrills in
A
life.
new
Like,
rush. Yeah,
new
so
rush.
true. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly why.
Yeah, you need a rush. You know, gambling in the Jets offense. That's your
He
thrills
does
right
got the
there.
Jets right now. At least he does that. But
Yeah.
I played Texas Hold'em. I sat down for like 30 minutes. I made 11% of my money.
How'd you do that calculation? You started with $1 and you ended up with 11 cents.
I made 11%. I made 11% on my money.
So you made 11
I
cents on your
bought
dollar.
in a certain amount, and I left with 11% more.
Okay.
So I'm very happy.
What do you do with that 11%? Have you spent it yet?
Yeah. Now I'm only down $90.
That's what I figured. So let's move on to. So I just want to give an FYI. I know Mark. You read Mark Cuban's book, and so for those
Yes,
of you
I
who
did.
are out there, maybe you can give a synopsis of it real quick. And I know the one thing.
The name of the book is The Sport of Business, and his number one lesson in it is you have to work and live your life like there's someone out there somewhere else trying to steal everything that you own, trying to take everything from you that you have. And he goes, that's how you have to live your life because that's what business is like.
And so then on that note, I remember we had lived together, and you had came back from reading his book, and you said, "Yo, we need to get cheap champagne. This is what he said to do in the book. Like this is." And do you remember that whole saga and
With him?
the lesson from the book?
Lesson from the book?
Yeah, you said he drank cheap champagne. What was that about?
He tried to look like a baller.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes. So unfortunately, I tried to do that this Friday night, and I went to Costco, the biggest wholesaler of wine in the country, and tried to buy cheap wine, cheap champagne. Unfortunately, me finishing a bottle of wine and some champagne.
Whoa, wait. Hold it, before you say that. I heard
Yes.
that you were on tilt because Kessel kept making fun of you that you bought Costco champagne.
What was that?
I heard that you were on tilt.
On tilt.
Tilt's like really agitated, like on tilt.
Pretty sure that phrase is killed.
No, tilt. It's a poker phrase. No big deal. You guys don't know the poker scene that well.
I guess I'll have to read that book. But no, so I got the wine, and Kessel probably gave me shit for it, but at the end of the day, what do I care, right? So I drank this wine.
Probably gave me shit. Yeah, you were like sour about that for 2 hours, I'm sure.
No. Who
Go on.
knows?
Maybe that happened.
So I drank this wine. I've never had a bigger hangover in my life. I woke up and had to eat 2 Taco Bell Crunch Wraps, and then went back to bed for another 6 hours, and was still hungover.
Hangover?
Yeah, Taco Bell Crunch Wraps. Give it a shout out there. Advertisement: Taco Bell, open till 2 a.m. or later. Live Más.
Fourth meal. You gotta get your fourth meal in.
Yep, always about the fourth meal.
I went out with our traders Friday, or Thursday night, and the place we went to was a wine bar. Same fucking thing. Like
Yeah.
3 p.m. I still have a headache, and I have to ask one of them for Advil.
So
Wine.
Vaughn,
Go ahead.
this brings up another story. Why don't you tell us? So what's the office culture like for you when you're in Baltimore or New York? I mean, how's it different? I've never been to Baltimore offices. I've never been to New York offices. Why don't you tell us about your learning experience with that?
Has anyone gotten stabbed in the Baltimore office yet?
I mean, they keep like a picket line between the bad part of Baltimore and the good part of Baltimore, so not worried about that. But yeah, seriously, the people in New York are 10 times more uptight than the people in Maryland. Like Maryland, they don't give a shit. They dress like slobs.
Do they do casual Fridays, perchance?
So like seeing the two different like cultures is just like you really just have to adjust who you are based on where you are. I mean, same thing though. Like traders are a bunch of bros. They like I played beer pong for money against one of my traders on Thursday night. Like so really like they're not so bad, but you still have to kind of like not completely make an ass of yourself no matter what. Like you're always kind of trying to make a good impression.
So like not wearing a sweater to the New York office on a Friday when they don't do casual Fridays, would that be like in that category?
Yeah, it's probably a good plan.
I don't want to put Vaughn on blast too much there, but so why don't we move into Mark? Why don't you tell us about a story about where you were today?
What?
I heard you met new friends.
Oh shit! I completely forgot about this. That's where I literally just came from.
Yeah.
I was at his house for like 4 hours.
So why don't you tell everyone what you're talking about?
So
Just to
I'm
fill
sure
the viewers
most of the
in.
people that will watch this, all three of you, know that I go to Bryant Park every day to go play chess after work. And it's generally just black homeless men, some businessmen, and old guys. So one of these old guys, some 89-year-old World War II vet from China, who came here, and the only way to get citizenship at the time was to join the army. He's the fucking baller. But I was started playing against him. He had a stroke like a month ago, so he can't really leave his house. Like, he's like literally almost dead. He asked for my number, so I gave it to him, and he called me, Vaughn, last night when I was on the train home, and goes, "Hello, Mark. Could you please come over to play chess tomorrow? You can come at 3 p.m. And, we could have lunch. Like, you can pick up KFC on the way over. We could eat KFC together."
That was his meal of choice, was KFC?
And then I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like, yeah, I'll come over. Like, 3 should wait. He goes, okay, bring KFC.
The guy just wanted KFC, and you were going to be his delivery.
KFC. And he's like, all right, fuck it. I'll play with this kid for a couple hours. So he brings me KFC.
Did you bring the KFC?
Yeah, of course I brought the KFC.
What do you get from KFC? I'm curious. That says a lot about a person.
He goes, just get me the thigh and the wing meal. That's all I need. He goes, we can share it if you want, but I really need that. Like, all right, fine, bro. So I showed him at his house today with KFC. I had to sit on the subway for 45 minutes with KFC sitting on me. That's disgusting. But I get to his place. It was all right. And he had some live-in Jamaican black woman, of course, because those are all the live-in, like, babysitters for old people.
Yeah.
So I sat at his table. We played chess for like 6 hours. And I put him... See, this is the perfect time to use tilt. He was on tilt during our games. I beat him, like, 5 games in a row. And then I was like, all right, can I, like, put on the football game in the background while we play? He's like, all right, fine. So I started, like, slacking off a little bit, and he was beating me. He was annoyed. He was really annoyed that I was kicking his ass.
Old people do tend to get very annoyed. They seem very cranky every time I meet an old person.
He got so happy when he beat me. It was awesome.
Really? At least
I'm
you made
just
an
a
old
kid
man's
guy.
day.
Yeah, I made his day. That's true.
All right,
But,
so
like, I kind of got roped into, like, going back every week. So we'll see how I get
so
out
now
of
you're
that.
gonna have a KFC budget every week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for his KFC every fucking week. Yeah, we'll see.
This seems like a
that's-
lose.
I don't
This
know.
seems like a lose-lose deal for you. You're
Well,
going.
it's like a win-win.
This guy is
I
like
feel good hanging out with him. He gets KFC.
He's like your surrogate grandfather or some shit.
Yeah, I don't have any grandparents. It's kind of cool.
So I
But-
think we found Mark's grandpa
No,
issues here.
I was
Not
trying
daddy,
to go,
grandpa
like,
issues.
I want to go learn some like valuable lessons from like an old guy, like have him teach me something, like give me like what happened in his life. He can tell me some cool stories. I kept trying to talk to him during the chess games, and he was like, nah, nah. Just like I think it's because of his stroke. He says he can't really think as well.
Did he give you a grasshopper? And did he tell you to like try and snatch it out of his hand?
He didn't give me shit. Like that's even. Like I give him company, he gives me some like information, right? Like there has to be an exchange of something. So
Some value exchange.
Exactly. I need some value out of it.
You already gave him KFC.
I gave him KFC and I gave him some fucking company.
All right, so let's move on. While we have Vaughn here as our guest, let's ask him a few questions. Vaughn, we're going to start off. We're just going to rapid fire some questions at you, and we want to hear your answers and your thoughts. I'm sure the viewers would love to hear as well, and maybe it'll start some discussion. So, Mark, why don't you start by firing some questions?
All right, Ron, the first couple are pretty easy. Are you a head or anal guy in period week?
Stir the paint.
Stir the paint?
I said
Go
stir.
straight for P and the V?
Fuck it.
Oh, I like that. You just take answers that aren't even on the table. I respect it. All right, Ron, tits or ass?
Tits or ass? Ass.
Blonde or brunette?
Blonde.
Favorite porn category?
Teens.
Teens?
Teens. I think
Jailbait?
Vaughn, do we need to search your computer? Is there something you're not telling us?
Yeah, were you in those same forums as the Subway Jared guy? Nah, teens a good category.
No.
Do you like them in pigtails? Do you like them in pigtails?
No.
Vaughn, what's your most frequented website?
Sometimes.
Yes, I know. I don't mind pigtails. I've had girls put pigtails in before I fucked up. Pigtails are hot. Said I've had girls put in pigtails before I fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, pigtails are hot. You can hold them.
Yeah.
Jesse!
What are you, like, you're driving a bike over here? Like, you got handlebars?
Yeah. Pigtails are sick. Vaughn, I know where you're coming from.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Vaughn, what's your most frequented website?
Most frequented website. Reddit.
Reddit? Yeah, it's
Reddit.
well, probably Barstool actually, but yeah, Reddit's a close second.
What topic on Reddit?
Porn now.
Say it again.
We're off porn now. I thought
I decided to lead it with porn to get you warmed up. Now you'll answer.
Right. Well, the internet is made for porn. So.
Well, see, this is a new way that I watch porn now. On Reddit, I think I showed this to Barkov.
You did.
Reddit, not safe for work GIFs. You hear me? So you click a GIF, and it shows you like a bit of the scene. And then you click the next GIF, and it throws you a bit of the scene. And if I like that scene, then I go to the comments and go to the source, and that's what I watch. So instead of just looking at thumbnails, I get like a good scene and the most highest rated one on Reddit.
Best scene in the entire one, and then you Google it, and you end up finding like a pirated copy.
No, I don't Google and find a.
It has it in the link. It's in the comments.
It's in the comments. It's in the comments. I click the link to Pornhub. Bam, bam, boom.
They're not supposed to have that. Like, that's not supposed to be a thing. Like, you're supposed to pay for that, but all of it's like an illegal copy of the porn.
Vaughn, are you telling me you pay for your porn every day?
I'm saying no, I don't pay for the porn. Nobody pays for the porn, but they're bleeding money because nobody pays for the porn.
Well, speaking of nobody paying
billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, it's illegal. All of that is illegal.
What's illegal?
When people like load up the entire copy of a porn up on one of those tube websites, unless they have some sort of a deal where they do like a shortened version of it, like if they have
you clearly did not watch Hot Girls Wanted on Netflix. You clearly didn't watch this because it's actually the porn companies that put them on the websites to get buzz about actresses.
Shortened copies. It won't be like the full thing. You won't get the full experience.
That's true. Normally they're 10, 15 minutes.
I only need
tops.
2 minutes anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. All right, Vaughn, the next question is...
Hold on. Just to comment on this. You guys mentioned about the porn industry. Playboy is actually, starting next year, will not be having nude photos in their magazines anymore. They're going with the bra and panties kind of covered up. I think that just shows how soft our society is getting. Or
No,
is
I
it
think
that they're
that's
not
kinda
making money?
smart. No, it's because they're making no money. Why? Like, who the fuck would get porno? I mean, Playboy.
Yeah.
When you got, what do you got like
Reddit.
everything, and literally anything you could ever want, and not only do you have everything you could ever want, but you have a million times that of things you don't even want. So like, you got everything possible.
Yeah.
But Vaughn, your next Spitfire question is: you're deported from the USA. Where do you go live?
Yo, I actually read this today. You go to Venezuela and you launder money in Venezuela.
What do you mean you heard this today? You practicing before this?
He heard his opinion today. It sounded like a good idea.
No, I just well, yeah, I read this article. So this guy brought €100 bill to Venezuela and then
Yes.
sells it on the black market, which was as simple as he posted on Facebook, said I'm selling €100, and somebody contacted him, and the black market exchange rate compared to the regular exchange rate is it's 800 to 1 compared to 8 to 1. So the guy made 100% return on investment, and then lived like a king for an entire month there. So
That's pretty simple.
I take like $1,000, like I bring that down there, and then just exchange it for their normal currency, and live like a fucking king.
Going with the economical approach.
Yeah.
I don't knock it, but then you have to live in Venezuela for the rest of your life. So okay, sick.
South America. How about South America?
All right, South America. All right, Vaughn.
Yeah.
If you were given a pro football team where you could go and put it anywhere in the country, where would you put it?
And it
can't
can't
be in
be
a place that already exists, and it can't be LA. Where would you go build your franchise?
Football, they always tell you to move it to Mexico City. You ever see that in franchise mode? They always, like, the number one thing was always Mexico City because it has like a massive population, and football is apparently relatively popular in Mexico.
How would you get your team across the border?
What do you mean? You
Yeah, with a beard like that, Vaughn, they're not letting you on any airplanes anytime soon.
From what I hear, it's pretty easy to get across that border. So.
Yeah, it's harder only when you go the other way.
But I think I would take the Jaguars and I'd bring them to fucking London.
Vaughn, you really don't like the United States, is what I'm getting from this. Just leaving us.
I'm just gonna be the guy that's gonna make more money because I'm opening up a new market.
I would go to Alabama in a second.
Why would you go to Alabama?
Just see it, because if you can convince them to root for the NFL team, you'd have the craziest fans ever. Like, it's like a high risk, high reward type thing. They might say, fuck you, we got our college teams, but if they decide to root for you, it's game over. You know how the Seahawks think that they have a home field advantage?
Yeah.
My fans would be killing teams when they got to the door. We could never lose.
And you don't think that if you converted soccer hooligans to American football, they wouldn't be like 10 times rowdier?
Yeah, what's that movie?
Oh, Green Street Hooligans.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Absolutely great movie.
They've killed people. They've had like
they're crazy. They really are. We are not as rowdy as them at all.
No.
And their game is more tame.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a big mark against the United States.
It just makes no sense to me why football hasn't moved across the pond yet, and I would want to be the guy to do it.
Okay,
Fair
well,
point.
Mexico's not across the pond. But all right, into the next question.
So I take the Jaguars and bring them to London.
All right. That's not what you said. But if you could pick one of your sports teams to win 3 championships in a row, which would it be?
It would be the Patriots.
100% Patriots?
Yes.
Not even close?
Not even close.
I don't think Vaughn follows any other sports.
No.
To a T.
Vaughn's a big Red Sox fan.
That's true.
I am but I can't stand them when they're terrible because it's 162 games.
But Vaughn, they're not going to be terrible. They're going to win 3 championships in a row.
But for that reason, I'm just less of a baseball fan because
Too many games.
What was that?
Too many games.
Yeah, too many games. I don't follow a season when it's a bad season because, by 2-3 months in, they're going to be shit. They're not going to make the playoffs. So why the fuck would you torture yourself for the rest of the year?
Mhm.
All right, Vaughn, these are the big boy questions.
Uh,
Who would you vote for right now?
who would I vote for right
Yep.
now?
For president, that is.
Uh,
Of the United States of America, not
Not
Mexico or
not
London.
London, not Mexico City, not the Jaguars.
Hillary?
Ah, you piece of shit.
Uh,
Such a piece of shit.
I can't go with Bernie Sanders. Like,
I mean, of course you picked Hillary. You want to move out of the country. You want to destroy us from within before you move out. I'm on to you, Vaughn. I'm on to you.
I think Vaughn's actually Canadian, if I recall correctly. Vaughn, are you Canadian?
He looks
I'm
Canadian.
a Democrat. I apologize.
Vaughn, you're in the wrong industry to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
Well, then now I just sound like a fucking Canadian because I apologize for being a Let's be honest, Democrats are one step away from being Canadians.
That's funny.
All right, Vaughn, one food you would eat for the rest of your life. What would it be? You can only eat one food.
I just deleted that one. I thought it was stupid.
Well, now we asked it, so
I just said we're in the heavy-hitting questions, and you asked what food you for the rest of your life.
I think this is important to me. This says a lot about a person, and our viewers will get their sense.
I have two. I have two foods.
I think I eat steak until I die at 45 of a heart attack.
Wait, what was it? Steak?
Steak.
I eat steak, yeah, and like you end up just dying of a heart attack.
I think I get sick of steak. Like, steak is so rich. I don't think you can eat it for every meal.
And I'm the fucking Canadian.
What would you be? But Mark, what would you eat?
Wait, I need some salads. I can't decide between these two, but I would pick either enchiladas or chicken tikka masala. One or the other.
Who's the foreigner now?
What's the second one?
That's Indian.
Indian? So Indian or Mexican, you're gonna have diarrhea for the rest of your life.
Well, okay, if I had to make a decision, it would 100% be enchiladas. Because I could pull like anything I want enchiladas. I could have like a vegetarian enchilada if I needed salad. I could have a steak enchilada or a chicken enchilada, cheese enchilada.
Does this have anything to do with your problems?
Yes.
That'll be a later episode. We'll talk about those problems. But
Yeah, those will come up later. But I think we might get you on for that episode.
to cap it off, what's your biggest regret of college?
Biggest regret of college?
Yes. For the younger viewers out there with the pigtails.
Can only hope.
Yeah. I guess not really realizing that at some point I was going to graduate college.
That's what we were talking about this weekend.
Yeah.
How
Like,
you had the only thing you could write in your resume was
Intramural sports captain. Flag football.
yeah, and like beer
Well,
vet,
Vaughn, what would you have done differently?
my work experience.
You would have just gotten internships?
Yeah, I would have probably done more extracurriculars, shit like that. But like,
What'd you do during the summer?
What was that?
What'd you do during the summer?
Virtually nothing.
Really?
Yeah, just like
Yeah, it's pretty
I didn't
stupid.
want to get into politics, so it was like, actually, you know what I would have done? I would have just gone into business. I would have become a business major. First,
That would have been what you had changed?
yeah, I would.
But you loved government politics.
I do love. I probably would have double majored. I would have business and government. But like, Barkov, you could probably speak to this more. How easy was the business school? You never had class on Friday.
The business school is great. Being a business major is you care about money, and that's about it. It's all exams, and it's 2 exams and a few homeworks a semester, and then you're done. And I feel bad for engineering majors because sorry, you guys probably hate your life. But Vaughn,
Right, so if you go to Maryland, you should be a business major.
Yes, that's the point of this.
Yes.
Let's move on to the last question we have for you, Vaughn.
No. Vaughn, what's the
We're getting
stupidest
close
thing you've ever
on
done?
time.
What's
Go
the
ahead.
stupidest thing you've ever done?
Stupidest thing I've ever done? You know what the stupidest thing I've ever done was?
Our viewers don't know out there, so why don't you tell them?
I don't want to talk about that.
Why not?
Next question.
Vaughn, that's the last question.
We're not talking about it.
Vaughn, I don't even know what you're referring to. Barkov, do you have any fucking idea?
I don't at all either.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're talking about it.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't your biggest regret of college.
What was that?
I'm surprised that wasn't your biggest regret of college.
I mean, no, because then that would have like I would have to regret who I am. That is part of who I am.
Okay, don't get all metaphysical on me, alright?
So-
Relax over there.
That'll be for a later episode. Maybe we'll fill you guys in with a lucky surprise of that story. So let's wrap it up here as we approach time.
So,
Any
the most
closing remarks?
important question that needs to be asked, that I'm sure all of our viewers want to know. How crazy are you on a scale from 1 to 10? With 10 being the craziest.
Generally, I'm actually very level-headed, and then I make very impulsive decisions that make no sense whatsoever. Which is why I buy things like.
What is that?
This is a hipster version of Martin Luther King. He's got a nice little dream big hat. And yeah, I needed some decorations in my room so I didn't look like a psychopath, and I bought the stupidest things I could
So you
find.
decided to buy something that makes you look like an even bigger psychopath? It's an interesting decision.
I want people to know that I don't give a shit what I put on my walls.
That's an insane move.
Well, I think we can let you guys figure out what Vaughn's answer is on that one.
Vaughn, anything else you want to tell people out there?
Nah, I got nothing.
Yeah, nothing. What are you doing for Halloween?
What am I doing for Halloween? I don't know. Getting drunk and going out in Fed Hill. Saying
Any ideas for costume?
No clue. You?
Yeah, I have nothing. I have
Yeah.
no fucking idea.
I don't think most guys do. Most guys kind of just wing it. The girls
Yeah,
prepare
well,
like
yeah.
4 months in advance. They know what they're going to be.
I'm going to some party. Like, I have to pay cover to go to a party.
Really?
So fucking New York.
Yeah.
So fucking New York. I gotta pay $20 to go have fun.
Yeah. It's all right. You're in New York.
But I'm going to homecoming this weekend. Or next weekend.
Next
What is it?
Yeah, next weekend. We'll talk about that on the next
This upcoming one?
2 weekends from now.
2 weekends. All right, so
So
we'll
we'll
talk
talk
about that.
about that on the next podcast. I have no closing remarks. Just hopefully Carolina defense does well. I need them to do well in fantasy
Yeah.
tonight.
Yo, Vaughn, big win against the Jets.
Yeah, dude.
Very
I
good
was.
win.
I missed like the entire game.
Wait a second. Barkov, you're starting Carolina defense?
Yeah.
Do you know who
Against
they're
the
playing?
Eagles. Against the Eagles.
You are the single worst fan in the entire world. Literally the worst.
Let's be real here. I predicted the score of the game hopefully is 14-7. Eagles win. Carolina gets a pick 6. I'm happy. Call it a day.
You're literally the worst fan. All right,
All right.
We'll close on everyone understanding how bad of a fan Brandon is.
All right. Sounds good. Signing off. Have a good day. Have a good
Signing
week.
off in episode 2 of Norwich Family Podcast with Chris Vaughn. Thanks,
Yep.
everyone. Bye.
Please.
Thanks, Vaughn.